Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talking Real Estate with Champions Real Estate Team, your Berkshire Hathaway's Home Service Ambassador Real Estate Company. My name is Mark Wehner, team leader here at Champions Real Estate Team. Joining me today is Russ Williams with Williams Mortgage. So we jump on here every Wednesday, kind of give you a rundown what's going on in the real estate market over the last 7 days, just keep you up to date. We usually try to start it off with a quick tip. So I was thinking this morning at our investment property, our rental house, basically when I was over there doing some work, the resident, he's like, hey, there's also some leaky thing underneath here, underneath the sink. And I'm like, okay. So those out of sight, out of mind things. So my quick tip after, real world experience at our investment properties is, when you're at home, open up that sink underneath rather than just going down and grabbing the dishwashing detergent to throw it in the dishwasher. Check down there, just double check there's no water rings or anything like that, just all your bathrooms. Just kind of those type of things. Just look around and just be aware of those things so that you can catch them before they become a huge issue or leak down into a ceiling or, in the floor below and stuff like that. So that's kind of our quick tip, just quick tip, quick trip. Anyway, I'm going to go to the gas station. There you go. But anyways, but yeah, just, those things out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about, maybe once a year at least to go around, check around, make sure there's no leaky leaky faucets or anything like that. Cause obviously things that use it. I know at our house, we got 3 kiddos. I've noticed like my daughter, the toilet paper holder, she pushes on that to like get up onto the seat and then it's like loose in the drywall. So, those type of things. So there's maybe things your kids are doing that you don't even think about. And, oh gosh, it's totally, the thingy's loose. So, just that normal home maintenance stuff. So that's just kind of our quick tip for today. So, let's jump in and go on what's on the real estate market over the last 7 days. Let me pull it up here so we can all see. So we got, as it pulls up here, we got 534 new listings over the last 7 days. We had 350, just 348 new contracts get written and 403 happy new homeowners over the last 7 days. So congrats to them. So, market right now is pretty steady. It's nothing, nothing crazy. I think our interest rates are hovering kind of right around that 6, a little bit higher than 6%. But, I think we're seeing a lot of kind of people just kind of waiting in the wings of what's going on with the elections. And, I think we're just seeing, we were just in our mastermind meeting. And one of our broker here also has a over-the-road trucking company that he has, and one of their they do refrigeration trucking. The one thing that one of their biggest clients is Wells Blue Bunny, the ice cream. And so like, well, and he's like, well, we just get some more accounts and get some more business going. And then his partner in there was saying that basically after talking to them, their business is down over 20% since last year. Well, and they look at that is a luxury item at the grocery store. Buying the Blues Bunnies, people buying the eggs, the milk, the bread, things that they need to eat. And they're not going and splurging and spending as much money on those kind of luxury type items, which you wouldn't think ice cream. I don't think it's luxury. I just, it's part of my daily diet. Right. But, no, so I mean, that's what we're seeing is, and that kind of trickles down to, why aren't we seeing such a huge, when interest rates are at 7.5%, 7%, like, oh, when we get down in the 6s, it's going to go gangbusters and we're going to see a ton of activity. Well, we haven't really seen that huge, surge of buyers in that market. And we're still pretty steady in there, but I think the general public is still having some of that reservations from an economy standpoint of, just putting food on the table, not going out to, we're seeing here in the Omaha metro area, we're seeing a handful of restaurants, close, unfortunately. That's tough, but people aren't going out and spending that money. They're staying at home, cooking their dinners. That obviously all trickulates to what we see kind of in the housing market. But I still think it's, we're still seeing, obviously the numbers are pretty strong here, but it's not as crazy as what it's been in the past. But let's look at a 30,000 foot view here and pull this one up. So we had just 3,500 homes on the market in the Omaha and Lincoln area in our MLS. Breaking that down in the Omaha metro area, just over 2,000 under 2,100. Existing homes is at 1,100. We haven't had that number in a long time, 1,000 houses for sale on the existing side. So we're seeing some good, activity in that side, getting more homes on the market. New construction been hovering. I think it was just a little over 1,000 last week, or just under 1,000 here. Months of inventory 3.4. So we're still in that kind of neutral market. At 0 to 3 months is a seller's market, 3 to 6 neutral market, and then we got the 348,000 is our average sold price. So and we got our Camden's joining me here in the office today, so he wanted to be on the thing. You want to wave? Say hi. Wave. Say hi. You say hi. You wave. So, anyways, that's kind of what we're seeing on my side of the coin from the real estate side. But let's touch base with Russ. You say hi. Say hi. So,
hey, Mark. Hey, Camden. How you doing, buddy?
oh, we're doing good. He sat through our whole mastermind meeting. So take your son to work today because grandma and our grandpa are they're playing hooky and gone on vacation. Yeah, so cool. So how are we doing on the mortgage side?
Right now we're seeing mortgage rates, believe it or not, at 2-month highs. And a lot of people are saying, well, Russ, how can this be happening? In the last 2 weeks, we saw the Federal Reserve Bank lower the short-term rates by 0.5%. And as we've talked about here on these weekly sessions many times, the Fed controls short-term rates. Long-term rates are based upon the bond market, which sometimes can preemptively guess what the Fed is going to do. And the markets had already kind of priced in that the Fed was going to move down. The reason why rates have moved up in the last couple of weeks since the Fed movement is we've seen the jobs report come in higher than expected with more new jobs, almost double what they were forecasting. And we saw inflation mildly above what the forecast was. The Fed has a dual mandate of trying to keep price stability, which means inflation and deflation, keeping that around 2%, and keep maximum employment. So given that inflation is getting close to their benchmark, to their goal of 2%, we're going to have all eyes on the jobs market. And given that the jobs market came in strong, bond investors shied away from buying mortgage bonds, other types of debt issuances. And so we've seen mortgage rates go up. So we'll be watching over the next month to see, are we seeing weakness elsewhere in the economy? Are we seeing more unemployment claims? Are we seeing fewer job openings? And those things can help rates. Otherwise, we likely will be in this range for a little while here. There's still very good rates historically, and the inventory out there is very good. We've been noticing in the financing side that a lot of the first-time buyers that hadn't been able to win bids earlier in the year are now winning bids. So if you've not bought a home and you would like to buy one, this is a great time. Spring is usually a hot market where homes are going very close to, or even many cases above listing price. You can get a deal on a house now. So I encourage you to go to hold of Mark and his team and go find a home. This is a great opportunity with inventory better than it has been.
Yeah, and as we were talking about too in our mastermind group, is just kind of looking at the charts of, well, when's the best time to sell your home? Well, in the spring, you're going to typically get the higher price for that home. But if you list that house sometimes in the fall time where you might not get the most, the best price for it, but when you go to turn around, and most transactions, they have to sell to buy, and there's, it's a two-sided transaction. Well, when they go to buy that house, they're going to get that house at a better price and save potentially more money than trying to get that extra little bit for the sale of their current home, rather than waiting till the spring market when you're going to get a little bit, but you're also going to pay quite a bit more for that, for that other home. And so that's just stuff we want to talk to our clients about and say, what's the best option for you? Does it make sense now? Does it make sense later? Here's the information. Let's make an educated decision on what we got to do, what best suits you in your situation. So you had saying bye-bye. Is that it for today? You saying goodbye? Say bye-bye. Bye. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on with us. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you have any topics you want us to cover, we are happy to do so. So yeah, we're multitasking over here with our kiddos and everything else. So take care, and we'll see everybody.